Hello, everybody. My name is Bill, and welcome back to Billboard Comics. This is another edition of our recurring segment that I like to call Guiding Lines. I like to call it that because that's what I named it. Basically, what this is a rundown of the upcoming new releases. This installment is going to cover the new releases hitting stores Wednesday, September 3rd. It's September already. This day are going by way too fast for me, but probably for you too. But better than the alternative, I guess. What I do basically is go over the weekly new releases. I break them down to 4 categories. New releases, new number ones that are coming out this week for you to look out if you want to start something new. Issues that are coming to an end, so you know when that title is coming to an end and you don't have to worry about disappearing off your pull list and wonder where it went to. And also issues of note, which I think are might not be a new issue or a last issue, but it might be something that you might need to know about. And finally, facsimiles. Basically, these are the trend of having the reprints of classic comic books, and I'll tell you which ones are coming from which publishers this week. Without any further ado, let's get this party started. Woo! With the big book of the week. Big book of the week is going to be Batman #1. Do I want it to be Batman #1? Not really. But I couldn't really find any really suitable alternative to this. If you're not familiar with this, this is basically we might be saying, like, aren't we in the middle of the whole Hush 2 storyline? Yes, they're taking a little break, putting on hiatus, I guess so that the CEO of the company could catch up on drawing the issues while still taking meetings with Discovery, Warner's head honchos and stuff like that. So while we wait for the second half of the Hush 2 storyline, if anybody is actually looking forward to that, well, I haven't read it, but I've heard a lot of reviews online saying that the continuity is kind of wonky and it's just not as good as the first time around. Things seldom are. We're getting a brand new one. Of course, the new one is written by Matt Fraction. Matt Fraction is one of my favorite authors. He known for the legendary work on Hawkeye, the most recent series, which heavily influenced the Disney Plus TV series. So it is going to be a pretty good one. I read the solicitation for it. The solicitation was vague to the point of being almost telling you absolutely nothing. And either that means there's going to be some really big ground-shaking kind of things happening here, or it's just going to be a placeholder and nothing's going to really happen and it's going to be a story. I don't know who's going to be, but it's going to be, for as long as it lasts, it's probably going to be a miniseries for Batman, but they'll probably get a whole lot of sales from it. And DC is really hoping on that because there's a punitive amount of actual variant covers for this issue. There's so many variant covers that Dynamite called them up and said, "Dude, what are you doing? You got to dial it back a little bit. If you know, you know." But let's get into the specifics of this issue so we could go on with the rest of our show. It's going to be $4.99 for 40 pages. It's going to be an ongoing. I don't know if it's really going to be an ongoing. Maybe it'll be an ongoing. Who knows? It's probably going to only be like 12 issues at most. It will be written by Matt Fraction with art by Jorge Jimenez, colors by Tomeu Morey, letters by Clayton Coles, and cover by Jorge Jimenez. There is a punitive number of variants, like I said before. There's 11 open order variants. There's 3 incentives. There's 20 retail incentives. In addition, there's going to be one event comic and 12 blind bag variant. We'll get to that a little bit later on. We'll get to it at the end of the entire list of this. Are you ready? I know I'm not. So let's go anyway. 11 open order covers are cover B by Jim Lee. It's going to be a connecting cover. Cover C will be Mark Silvestri. Cover D will be J. Scott Campbell. Cover E by Frank Quitely. Cover F, Gabriel Del connecting. Cover G, a Julian Totino Tedesco cover. Cover H will be a Bat Symbol Virgin. That's basically the logo that's on Batman's chest on the actual cover. So don't think that they found an artist named Bat Symbol to do something. Jorge Jimenez foil Virgin. We have a Stanley Art Germ Lau DC Showcase Wraparound Foil. We have a blank one, so if you don't like the artist you have, and why wouldn't you? But if you don't, you can have your own artist do your own cover for this one. And the cover end would be Blind as a Bat Blind Bag Foil. Basically what this is going to be basically a bag, mystery bag, where you get there and you get a chance of getting some foils in it. There'll be a whole bunch of common foils, but there are two specific chase kind of foils. Let me go down and list the whole amount of foils that you'll be getting. You'll be getting a, as I said, these all cover in. Let me just pick it up because see, so tiny, so tiny. I'm going to have a Jim Lee alternate foil cover, which is going to be a 1 in 500, and a 1 in 1000 of Jorge Jimenez foil, alternate foil. These are apparently going to be alternate covers done by both those artists that are different from like the variant that Lee is doing and the main cover that Jorge Jimenez is doing. There will be a Andy Kubert foil, a David Aja foil, a Frank Quitely foil, Gabriel de Otto foil, J. Scott Campbell foil, a Jim Lee connective foil, that's the main variant that he has, Jorge Jimenez foil, which is foil of the main cover, Julian Tortino Tedesco foil, a Mark Silvestri foil, and a Stanley Art Germ Lau foil. So basically, if all the variants that I've just spoken to, and probably more I'm going to go into in a couple seconds, are getting foil variants that you can find in this blind bag. Basically, they want you to buy as many blind bags as possible to try to chase after the Jim Lee and the Jorge Jimenez alternate variants, which you have to have 1,000 by 1,000 to get the chance for one of them, unless you're incredibly lucky. But that's this. After all of this, if DC complains of having any kind of like problems with financing or anything like that, or Warner Brothers it themselves, so Discovery Warner, don't believe them, because they're putting so much in here to get so much money off of their fans. Whether you think it's good or not, it's so much. I don't know. It's just more power to them, but I don't believe the hype. I kind of leaves me with a sour taste in my mouth. And when you have the biggest store, in a way, you're starting with a new number one when you don't really have to. You have a superstar creator, at least as a writer. Jorge Jimenez is just good. I don't know how he really stands on the whole, whatchamacallit, stuff like this. Superstar artist now. He's a really good artist. You have all these covers done by superstar artists like Mark Silvestri and Jim Lee and all these guys. You're just trying to get as much money out as you possibly can, and well, it is what it is. All right, the three incentives will be cover L, a 1 in 25 by Andy Kubert, a 1 in 50 by David Aja, and a cover D, a 1 in 5 by Jorge Jimenez, design wraparound cover. I don't know if the Jimenez foil is going to be this one. The alternate foil is going to be this one. You never know, it might be. And next, let's get to the 20 retailer variants. Because, you don't have enough variants for this book. All right, 616 Comics, Comic Traders. And Mike Mayhew Web Store has 3 variants. Regular cover with a trade dress, one that's a virgin, and one that's a foil virgin. Comic Kingdom Creative, David Wilkins variant. They'll have that one, and they also have a virgin version of that one. Comic Traders is back with 616, but this time with Big Dex Comics, with 3 more variants done by Tyler Kirkham. It'll be a foil virgin, a regular version, and a virgin of the regular version. This is Comic Traders will be back once again. I love Comic Traders. They're my favorite people. I love Steve and Kelly. This is way too much. Come on, guys. I hope you make your money back. I hope you're in good shape when you do this. But it's just It's just too much. So, like I said, it's you have 9 alternate covers. Well, so, I'm sorry, 8 alternate covers, and more power to you. Wait a minute, you have 9. You have 9 alternate covers. I was right the first time. It's and that's your business. So go for it. The final comic traders for this one will be Comic Trader 616, again pairing up, but this time with Comics Elite for a logo foil version. Also, other comic traders is nice enough to let other people get in on the whole variant game. Other retailers do that, including ECGCE Riley Rossmo version. East Coast Comics has a John Jiang foil version. Felix Leon Web Store has a version and a foil of his cover. Gotham Central Comics has a KL New variant. Hollywood Theater Edge Rose City Comic Con 2025 has a Steve Lieber variant. Midtown Comics has a Ben Oliver variant. Rolling Wave Comics has a Dan Panosian variant. The Comic Corner had KRS Comics has a Todd Knock version, and Unknown Comics has 2 variants, a Chris Stevens variant and a foil and virgin alternate of that variant cover. The one event cover is from Rose City Comic Con 2025. It'll be an alternate cover drawn by Liam Sharp. Next, now let's go on to new series starting this week. All right, let's stick with DC since we're already there. We don't have to travel far. They have a new series that's coming out. Before I say, let me mention this. There will also be another variant to the Batman there. It's going to be a Batman Giant Size Special edition #1. It's going to be an oversized one. It's going to look like one of those treasure books. Probably, I think some they have to look at treasury size, and some that are larger than treasury size. I don't know what this one's going to be, but it's going to be a big book. So that's another one you could add to your list if you want to get every single cover for this. However, they also have other series starting. Adventures of Superman, Book of L #1. $3.99 for 32 pages. It's 12 issues. Be written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Art by Scott Godlewski. Colors by Alex Guimarães. And the cover will be by Scott Godlewski and Alex Guimarães. There will be 3 open-letter covers. Cover B by Dan Mora. Cover C by Riccardo Federici. And cover D will be by Rathsan. There'll be 2 incentives. The cover E by Ariel Olivetti on 1 in 25, and cover F on 1 in 50 by Marguerite Sauvage. And if you can't wait until next month when DC Comics releases its DC KO series, well, you're in luck. You're going to get a little taste, a little soupçon of a little action of it, a 12-issue ash can of it being released to you, which you have to buy for $1.99. At least according to League of Comic Book Geeks. That's where I get this information from. Usually I get the ash cans for free. I don't know if the stores are absorbing the cost. They might not be. But if you want a 12-issue preview of the upcoming major miniseries crossover event from DC Comics, which is going to start next month, you could probably find it in your thing today. It's all for local comic store day, which is another kind of like way of getting people into the store, much like New Comic Book Day is. And it's going to be called DCKO Ashcan LCSD, Local Comic Shop Day, 2025 Special Edition #1. Like I said, it's going to be $1.99 for 12 pages. The story in the book will be by Joshua Williamson and Scott Snyder. Scott Snyder will be doing the writing. Art will be by Javier Fernandez, and the cover will be by Javier Fernandez. And because they just can't get rid of variants, they can't move away from it, this ash can, which is probably going to be the size of, like 3/4 the size of a regular comic book, is going to have one other cover. It's going to be a cover B, a foil version of the Javier Fernandez main cover. That's all for DC. We're moving on to Marvel now. Marvel has a couple new books. First one up is Spider-Man 94 #1. This is going to be a continuation of the Fox Kids animated series from 1994, of course, which I believe ended in a cliffhanger. So a lot of fans are interested to see how that ends. If they do end it, they might decide to go in a entirely different direction. Who knows? But this is kind of like not the first time Marvel's done this. I know they did it for like X-Men for X-Men 92, and that's before X-Men 97 came out, which was an official sequel. So I don't know where they all fit together. This will be cost you $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue limited series. Be written by J.M. DeMatteis, art by Jim Towle, colors by Jim Campbell, and the cover will be by Nick Bradshaw. There'll be 4 open order variants, a blank version, John Tyler Christopher action figure variant, a Marvel animation variant, and a variant by Ron Lim. There'll also be 2 incentives, a 1 in 25 by Ricky Yagawa, and a 1 in 100 by Nick Bradshaw, and it's going to be a Virgin. There'll also be 2 retailer versions for this one, both from Big Time Collectibles, both by John Jiang. There'll be a negative bleed version, which I believe is, it's a cover of him in the black outfit, I believe. And then there'll be also a version of that cover. And this will also have an event there, a local comic book store day 2025 alternate cover by Greg Land. They're also offering another one-shot for their Imperial crossover, Imperial War Exiles #1, $4.99 for 32 pages. Like I said, it's going to be a one-shot. It's going to be written by Jonathan Hickman and Steve Fox. Jonathan Hickman is the man in charge of the entire crossover, so he has his thumbs on all the auxiliary one-shots and miniseries. Art would be by Francisco Menina, and David Tinto. Colors by Eric Arcianiga. And the cover would be by Francesco Mortarino. I bet you thought it was going to be Francesco Mana. You're wrong. They're giving every Francisco a chance to work on this series. There'll be 2 open order covers. An Alex Ross Timeless Professor X Virgin, and alternate by Ricky Yagawa. And there'll also be 2 incentives. A 1 in 25 by Ario Aninato, and a 1 in 100 of the Alex Ross Timeless Professional X cover, but only in a sketch variant. Marvel is also going to bring out something for their Star Wars line of books. Star Wars, Han Solo, Hunt for the Falcon #1. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue limited series. The writing will be Rodney Barnes, famous for doing Philadelphia. Art by Ramon Rosales, and Ramon Rosales will do the cover. This is done in the anniversary of the 10th release of The Force Awakens. This is the 7, 8, 9 of the trilogy. It's the most recent film, since it takes place right before Force Awakens. It's covers Han Solo's attempts to try to track down the Millennium Falcon, which was stolen from him. Yeah, and it makes me feel old because it's 10th anniversary. I thought it was just yesterday it was coming up. But I digress. Don't get old, kids. It's not fun. Right now, you think years are passing by like decades. 20 years ago seems like an ancient time. Enjoy that while it lasts, because all of a sudden, time catches up to you and everything seems really, really short. If I could catch time, forget about it. There'll be 3 open order variants with this. A Chris Sprouse Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary celebration cover. Just dig it in. Just dig the knife in a little bit more. There'll also be a variant cover by Dan Panosian and a variant cover by E.J. Su. There'll be 2 incentives to go along with this. A 1 in 25 by Pete Woods, and a 1 in 50 of the Dan Panosian cover, only in a Virgin. IDW has a Star movie TV license that takes place with a Star name on it, Star Trek. And they're not going to Marvel do a Star Wars one without doing a Star Trek thing there. What a bunch of great guys they are. The new issue is going to be Star Trek Voyager Homecoming #1, $4.99 for 32 pages, and it's going to be a 5-issue limited series. The writing is by Susan and Tilly Bridges, art by Angel Hernandez, and the cover will be by Angel Hernandez. This will have two open order covers, a cover B by David Nakayama, and the cover C will be a photo, I believe, of Kate Mulgrew in her as Captain Janeway. There'll be one incentive. It'll be 1 in 25 of the David Nakayama. There'll be a version cover. I believe the whole premise behind this show, I watched a little bit of it and I didn't get into it, and I might have forgotten it. So if I'm wrong, put stuff in the comments. And if you're putting something in the comments, might as well just like this post and subscribe to the whole channel and share it with your friends, and nominate me for YouTuber of the Year, and fet me with the finest meats and cheeses you have. But the premise of the thing, like, the spaceship Voyager went off course and got lost in space, and they met up with these band of rebels who were also lost in space, and they're with a damaged kind of like spaceship. So they had to combine both their crews, even though they hate each other, to try to make a way back to Earth. And I believe the series ended before it ever made it back there. So the title at least, promises a resolution to the TV show's storyline. Of course, there was a novel with the same name a couple years ago. I don't know if it covered the same territory. I don't know if that fixed this. I don't know if this is canon or not. I have no idea. But if you were a fan of Voyager and really wish they actually told you how they got home, this might be a good thing to pick up. IDW also has a new series from their Monster High license, Monster High House Haunters #1, and if you read that, you probably, like me, just went to House Hunters from like the Home and Garden Network, which is a blast to watch. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 5-issue limited series in lieu of the regular one-shots they usually have for this license. Be written by Ben Kahn, art by Sonia Liao, cover by Serena Mercado. And there'll be one other cover, cover B, by Eileen Widjaja. Widjaja. Once again, I do apologize for any and all names I mangle here. I should do better at kind of like keeping track of them and making sure like I know. I try to do a search and see how they're pronounced. If I mispronounce that, please let me know in the comments, and I will try to make note for it if I see a name cross my path ever again. All right, and finally, the final first issue for IDW is Blood Honey #1. $6.99 for 32 pages. It's a one-shot. It's like a graphic novel. It is written, art, and cover by Sean Peacock. There'll be one other cover, a cover B by Jacob Edgar. This is basically a story of a love story about people who are trying hard to kill each other. Kind of like the relationship between Gomez and Morticia Adams, at least in the movies, but done in a modern style. If you like that kind of thing, there it is for you. Next up, new comic books from Image. Well, isn't that nice? See, first up is Everything Dead and Dying #1, $4.99 for 40 pages, 5 issues. The writing will be by Tate Bromble. Art and colors and cover will be by Jacob Phillips. He will be helped out on colors by Pip Martin. There will be 2 open order covers, a cover B by Jacob Phillips, a cover E by Charlie Adlard, 2 incentives, a cover C, 1 in 10 by Josh Hickson, and a cover D, 1 in 25 by Sean Phillips. And this will also have an event cover. It will be cover F, LCSD 2025 Jacob Phillips foil version. Basically, the premise behind this book is that it's kind of like it takes place after a zombie apocalypse. This man lives with his husband and their adopted daughter, I believe a daughter, out in the farm country of wherever they live. And the protagonist is immune to the disease, but eventually claims his daughter and his husband, and he does not want to let them die, so he leaves them alive because there's nothing good to harm them. But then people from the town start coming out there and looking for stuff, and they find the fact that this guy has a barn they could use, and he has 2 loved ones in there like two zombies still around, very suspicious. So it seems like a pretty interesting concept. A little bit like Walking Dead, but you know what? Walking Dead has been on for a decade. Has been around for over in the comics for over that. There's a very little ground that that you can cover that has not been covered by Walking Dead. It's just how you write it and the emotional impact you put into it and stuff like this. And I think this might be good. I've seen some advanced reviews for this, and I think it seems like it's pretty good. I don't know why my head's at a tilt. You know, this arm hurts me, so I don't know, like, I don't know. I'm falling apart. But it seems like a pretty good one, and I might pick this up myself. So you should too. And people saying this might be like the next big thing from Image. So even if you're not interested in the story, you might want to like put one aside just in case it goes up to $1,000 within a couple years. Not making any promises, no guarantees, but you know, you got to play to win. And also from Image is going to be Artificial. It's the latest from Maria Lovett. $3.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a 4-issue limited series. It will be written, art, and cover by Maria Lovett. There'll be one open order variant, a cover C, a Maria Lovett spicy variant. And her spicy variant has more artistic kind of like merit than other people's spicy covers. And there will be one incentive, cover B, 1 in 25 by Jesus Orellana. Next on to Oni. Oni has 2 new issues coming up, but one was previously solicited, and you know what happens there. We'll put it there later on in the Let's Try This Again segment. But the new one is Skin Police 2, number 1. $4.99, 32 pages, and it'll be a 4-issue series. The writing will be by Jordan Thomas, art by Daniel Gette, colors by Jason Wardy, letters by Jeff Powell, and the cover will be by Daniel Gette. There will be 3 open order variants. There will be 3 open order variants. Cover B by Jorge Fornes, cover C by Allison Sampson, and cover D by Clara Heath. Heath, I don't know. One incentive will be a cover E, a 1 in 10 by Jorge Fornes, a version of his alternate cover. Next up, we have a one-shot from Archie. At least it looks like a one-shot. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Magic Unleashed, number 1. $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be a one-shot. It'll be written by Craig Boldman, penciling by Stephen Butler, inks by Lily Butler, colors by Glenn Whitmire, and letters by Jack Pirelli. The cover will be by Dan Parent on art and Rosario Pena on colors. That's a great team, I believe, for the new series, new story in the issue. They are probably going to have a number of other series they reprint from the Times with Sabrina, just in time for Halloween. There will be one other cover, the cover B by Dan DiCarlo. It's going to be a retro of Sabrina on the cover. Kind of like, you know, the Marvel's hidden gem ones. Probably came out of somebody's, like, of a slush pile, and they just decided to put it on the cover. Not that it's bad, because it's beautiful artwork. Next up, we have Bad Idea. Bad Idea has a new issue out, new series out. Survive, number 1. $5.99 for 40 pages, and it's 4 issues. Be written by Robert Venditti, art by Doug Braithwaite, colors by Diego Rodriguez, and the cover will be by Jorge Fornes. There will be one open order cover, cover B by Arturo Lozzi. And there'll be 3 incentive covers. Cover C, a 1 in 20 by Ryan Benjamin. Cover D, a 1 in 50 by Lee Koze. And cover E will be a 1 in 100 Jorge Fornes unique variant, which I think might be different from his open order variant. Next up, and I know you're going to want to rush out and buy this book immediately, because, you know, why not? But please wait till the end of the video, or take it on your phone so you can watch it while you're not driving, because that'd be horrible, that'd be dangerous. So you can watch it later. Cosmic Lion Production is coming out with a new series, Detective Pickle, P.I., number 1. It's the most pickles come from a brine barrel. This pickle was hard boiled. It's about a hard boiled pickle detective. I I love the concept. I really did. I wish I knew it was coming. I didn't really, scour the um, previews as much as I should have. I apologize. So it is going to be $8 for 30 pages. That's that's a really expensive pickle. You get a whole jar of them for less, and it'll be a 2-issue limited series. So you have to pay $16 for maybe 60 pages of stuff. I Yeah, if that's up your route, Ali, go right ahead. Writing will be by Neil Ewing, art by Raymar Balanson, and the cover will be by Balanson as well. Dark Horse has a new series out. It will be Adventures of Lumen N #1. I believe it's going to be $3.99 for 32 pages, but I don't know because I forgot to write it down because I'm an idiot. Written by James Robinson, art by Phil Hester, with inks by Mark Deering. Colors will be by Bill Crabtree, letters by Jim Campbell, and the cover will be by Phil Hester. There will be 4 other covers. Cover B, Mark Buckingham. Cover C, by Duncan Fegredo. Cover D, by Max Fiamora. Cover E, by Dan Brereton. That is a good lineup of alternate cover creators. Very classic artists there. So, Destry, DSTLRY, you know, the new young upstart company. They have a new series coming out, and it seems so trippy and so wonderful. I'm glad I put on my pull list. It is called White House Robot Romance #1. $6.99 for 48 pages, but of course these are magazine slots, so you get more artwork and more value for your money there. So, if you wonder why I'm criticizing other people for their prices and I'm not criticizing them, that is why. Be written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Rachel Stott. Colors be by Tamara Bonvillain, and letters by Arian Meyer. The cover will be by Stott. There'll be 3 open letter covers. Cover B by Jill Thompson. Cover E by Erica Henderson, and cover F will be blank. This would be able to get a blank variant of it because you could have a big space to draw on. There'll be 2 incentives. Cover C, 1 in 10 by Elsa Charitier, and cover D, a 1 in 25 by Bengal. Relatively new publisher Panic is coming out here with one called Black Diamond #1. It's not about skiing, it's a horror book. $5.99 for 40 pages. It's going to be a 4-issue series. It will be written by Brendan Columbus, art by Danilo Bayruth, colors by Lee Lowridge, letters by Sadia Timofante, and the cover will be by Ben Templesmith. Tidal Wave is back. 2 weeks in a row. This usually doesn't happen. Usually they space out these books more. But I don't know why, because basically they're recanting essentially a Wikipedia page and drawing an artwork from it. But I digress. They're back with another issue of their installment of Fame, this time dedicated to Jason Momoa, #1. $8.99 for 28 pages. It'll be a one-shot, be written by Darren G. Davis, and art by Igor Okrani. There'll be 1 retail incentive, exclusive. Jams Fortress Dallas Fan Expo 2025. Be Vadvender Rora 220 Sing Rana variant cover. I hope they paid him by the number of letters in his name. And I wish I had that job because I have a big long name too. Next up, we have one from Udon. Udon is the publisher of so many other stuff like Mega Man and all the license from those ones. They usually are late, so I don't know if it's going to come out, but they have a 2025 Shantae Swimsuit Special. 2025 Shantae Swimsuit Special. $4.99 for 32 pages, and it's going to be one shot. It'll be written by Matt Bozon. The cover will be by Nami Sakurayusui. 2 open orders. Cover B will be by Mikan Uli, and cover C will be blank. There'll be one incentive. Cover D, a 1 in 5 by Nami Sakurayusui. I guess it's different from their main cover. Cinescope has a new issue coming out. It'll be Oz, Tablet of Destinies, number 1. $3.99 for 40 pages. It's promising to be a one-shot. Story will be by Joe Brusca and David Wall. David Wall's also editing the book, and also writing the book. He'll be the writer on the book. Art will be by Massimiliano Lamano. Colors will be by Robbie Bevard. Letters by Taylor Esposito. And the cover will be by Igor Vittorino on art and Ivan Nunes on colors. There will be 4 open order covers. Cover B by Jordi Tarragona. Cover C by Guillermo Fajardo. Cover D by Josh Burns. Cover E by Ivan Tao. There'll be one incentive. Cover F, a 1 in 20 by Josh Burns. That's all for the new releases now. But like I said before, as I promised before, I have one for our Let's Try This Again category. Again! Alright, it will be Adventure Time, the Bubble Line College Special number 1. It is, like I said, it was put up by Oni, and I mentioned I covered the other book by Oni this week, that they had one coming out here. This was originally scheduled to come out on August 20th, 2025. My attitude towards this, my view towards this, my stuff with this, is if it has already been solicited, and it has not come out, and I've already covered it in this feature, I'm not going to go cover it again. You're not getting the variant covers, you're not getting the artist information or anything like that. If you want all that information, I highly suggest that you go back to the Guiding Lines video where I covered the books coming out on August 20th, 2025, and scrub the whole video till you come to the Only section. I have all the stuff there, and you can just go back and do that easily. It probably would take less time than this explanation is if I just did the whole thing here, but this is a very time-intensive process, so I'm going to try to actually do whatever I can, the best I can. All right, now we're going to move on to final issues. In this segment, we're going to start off with Marvel. Marvel has a number of stuff coming to an end. A couple of them has been at the 10 Count Club, which I have a name for Marvel's policy of canceling books when they hit the 10th issue. But this time, it's a little different. Let's begin. First off, All New Venom number 10, $4.99 for 32 pages. Written by Al Ewing, art by Carlos Gomez, colors by Frank D'Armata, letters by Clayton Coles, and the cover will be artwork by Adam Kubert and colors by Laura Martin. There'll be 2 open order variants on this, a Alex Ross Timeless Cloak of Cloak and Dagger version, and Ichikura Venom variant. There'll be 2 incentives. They are also going to tie into the open orders. 1 in 50 of the Ichikura Venom cover by a Virgin, and the 1 in 100 Alex Ross Timeless Cloak sketch version. So it's basically a sketch version of his alternate order cover, open order cover. Does this mean that the experiment of making Mary Jane Watson Venom has gone up in flames? It's gone down the toilet? It's gone down the drain? It's not good? It's not going to work anymore? Not necessarily. Allow me to explain. This is coming out, the next month is going to have an anniversary issue, and we'll see a couple things later on in the issues and note how Marvel handles the anniversary issues. It's going to be kind of a standalone kind of issue. So they're canceling this one. So I don't. The anniversary has the same creative team as this one. I don't know if they're going to continue with the new number 1, which they do a lot. So that's kind of like a really really like big thing for them. Or they're just canceling and going to maybe give it a couple months break and not do another Venom book. That's highly unlikely, but you never know. So this is technically the last issue, but technically not. I hope I explained that to you. And a similar situation has happened with Laura Kinney, Wolverine number 10, $3.99 for 32 pages. Be written by Erica Schultz, art by Giadia Belluso, colors by Rachelle Rosenberg, letters by Corey Pettit, cover by Elena Casagrande on art, and Edgar Delgado on colors. There'll be 2 open order variants for this, an Alex Ross Timeless Dazzler version, and a Foreshadow logo version. And I'll get back to that in a second to let you know what it's foreshadowing. There'll also be 2 incentives. 1 of 25 by Franny, and 1 of 100 of the Alex Ross Timeless Dazzler variant, but it's going to be a sketch version variant. Basically, this is the special thing about this, and the reason why it's foreshadowing one. This is technically being canceled to make way for the new event, the Age of Elevation, that Marvel's doing for the X books. Basically, Laura Kinney's coming back as Laura Kinney Sabretooth for her own book in that little breakdown. So, again, it's going to be that Sabretooth is going to be written by the same writer, different artist. But after that miniseries is over, we don't know if it's going to be started back up again with new number 1 with the same creative team or it's not. So it's technically getting canceled to make way for this event, and a lot of the X books, all of the X books, frankly, are going to get canceled. But it's not really getting canceled in the sense that you're never going to see it again. What you might not see again is Gwenpool number 5, $3.99 for 32 pages, written by Calvin Scott, art by Stefano Messi, colors by Matt Milla, letters by Adriana Maher, and the cover by Chad Harden on art and Edgar Delgado on colors. This is the latest Gwenpool series. I believe it's intended to be a mini-series where they brought the Gwen Stacy from alternate universe to come back, or whatever. I don't know, maybe this is one from the 616 universe, come back and fight off against the Gwenpool, who is not Gwen Stacy, and stuff like that. I haven't read it. I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's coming to an end. So if you have it on your pull list, go right ahead and pick another book to replace it. DC has ones coming to a close. Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma, number 6, written by Ram V, art by Anand Radhakrishnan. I can't tell you how long it took me to actually do that. I'm probably going to cut them all out. But yeah, that was not easy. The cover will be by Jeff Deckel, and it'll be one other cover, a cover B by Evan Daigle. Image has a book closing this week, Phantom Road number 15, $3.99 for 32 pages, written by Jeff Lamar, art by Gabriel Hernandez Walta, and the colors will be by Jordi Villar, and the cover will be by Gabriel Hernandez Walta. Dark Horse has 2 books coming to a close. Ghostbusters, Dead Man's Chest, with number 4. This is tying into the most recent series of Ghostbusters movies, the one with McKenna Grace and Finn Wolfhard. It's $4.99 for 32 pages. It's going to be written by David M. Booker, art by Avi Orr, colors by Chris Peters, letters by Jimmy Betancourt, and the cover will be by Abigail Larson. There'll be one other cover, a cover B by Monica Sinander. I apologize again for everything like this. I try to do better next time. I really am. I'm trying to get this done. Traveling a lot this whole month, so I'm trying to get this in while I'm still here. Literally and physically, but not mentally, apparently. The other series being stopped by Dark Horse, I think it was a miniseries, so it's a natural end. Tramps of the Apocalypse, number 3, $4.99 for 32 pages. Has writing and art by Alice Darrow, who is the daughter of Jeff Darrow. Colors by Hugo Blanc, letters by Frank Zvetkovic, and the cover will be by Alice Darrow. Bad Idea has a book coming to an end. It's one we just introduced last month. It was only a 2-issue series, so this is the second and final issue of it. The Hero Trade, Project Chimera, number 2. Written by Matt Kindt, art by David Lapham, with the cover by David Lapham. The one open order cover, cover B by Ramon Villalobos, and 2 incentives, a cover C, 1 of 20 by David Lapham, black and white connecting variant, and cover D, a 1 in 50 David Lapham tiny connecting variant. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's going to be a smaller size. Check with your local listings. Next up, we have Pesto Comics. Yay, a little bit of pesto. The comic book will be from Parts Unknown, number 4. It looks like a wrestling kind of independent one. I don't see anything being solicited after this. There's a little blank between the two. I think the solicitation says it is the final issue, so this is the final issue. So if you've been long awaiting this series to end, you're in luck. It's ending this coming Wednesday. It will be written and colored by Adriano Arganello. Art will be by Daniel Caval. It will be helped on colors by J.P. Jordan. And the cover will be by Daniel Caval on art, J.P. Jordan on colors, and Adriano Arganello on lettering for the cover. There will be 5 other covers. Cover B by Daniel Caval. Cover C by Ricardo Faccio on the ropes variant. A cover D by Henry Saint's action manga variant. And cover E and cover F will be this Mighty Daimo variant, and then there'll be a paste poster variant of that cover too. That is all for the final issues. We are in the home stretch, I believe. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, it looks like it's pretty much the end. With issues of note.
This looks interesting.
First up, from Marvel, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 11, $7.99 for 64 pages, and it is going to be an ongoing. Why so many pages and such a high price point? Yes, because this might be just the 11th issue of the current Spider-Man series. It is actually the 975th issue of Amazing Spider-Man in total. This is how Marvel has 2 anniversary issues coming out, and it shows you 2 of the ways which they handle this. This is basically, instead of interrupting the numbering of the brand new series that just started less than a year ago, they are going to keep that as number 11, but treat it as if it is 975, I should say, and extra pages, extra artists, extra writers, extra stories, the whole rigmarole you expect from an oversized anniversary issue, but in issue number 11, which, kind of sucks, because you shouldn't expect to spend $7.99 for 11th issue of a Marvel series, but this is the way to do it in this case, unless you do it differently, which we're going to talk about in a second. This is going to be, there's a whole bunch of teams. I'm going to start with writer-artist teams who are doing both art and writing on it, then just the writers and the artists that are working with them, and so on and so forth. Stay with me, please. I need help. Doing both writing and art duties will be Jason Liu and Lee Gatlin. Just being writing is Joe Kelly, the regular writer on the book, and Saladin Ahmed. Art will be by Pepe Larraz, Perry Perez, and John Romita Jr. Letters will be by Joe Caramagna, and the cover will be by Pepe Larraz on art and Edgardo Delgado on colors. There will be 9 open order covers variants for this anniversary issue, because having you pay $8 for a book once is good, but having you pay 9 more times, or even actually 13 more times altogether, with all the variants added in together, it's even better. How can anybody say that this business is going in jeopardy of going under. They're making like probably thousands of dollars from this issue alone, because everybody buys the variants, right? Right? All right, open order ones. Bengal, Wretched First Appearance variant. Benjamin Yu, Simbi variant. If you wonder what Simbi, what is that? That is a new character that's appearing here, because you know what? They know you might want to pay $8 for a regular issue of Amazing Spider-Man. They have to do something in there to sweeten the pot. So, pick this one up. So those high-priced variants might be even more high-priced because it's a first appearance of Simbi. James Kerrigan, Retro Halloween Mask variant. I hope it's one that you can pop out and wear on your face like a mask. Javier Gordon, Spoiler variant. The Young Yoon, new costume variant. Ali Bermejo, Amazing Visions variant. A Luciano Vecchio, Disney Stitch variant. A Pepe Larraz promo variant. And a variant by Sanford Green. There'll be 3 incentives. A 1 in 25 by Felipe Massafera. 1 in 50 by Pepe Larraz Virgin. And 1 in 100 of the Lee Bermejo Visions Virgin variant Visions cover in Virgin. Virgin. This is basically, like I said, an anniversary issue, and it's also going to introduce a new character, so I'm going to carry that. And I miscounted the variants by 1. I apologize. Mea culpa. Please forgive me. Hope you can find in your heart to forgive me. Nobody watches this anyway, so if you do watch, hi, thank you. I appreciate it. Stick around. It's every Friday. All right. Next up, Doctor Strange, number 450. $4.99 for 32 pages. Written and drawn by Christian Ward. He's doing one of the stories. He's doing writing and arting on one. Just writing alone is going to be Ashley Allen, Derek Landy, J. Michael Stuzinski, and Roger Stern. Roger Stern, one of my favorite writers of all time. Art would be by Ig Guerrara and Ian Fiorelli. The cover would be by Lineal Francis Yu on art, with Romulo Fajardo Jr. doing colors. This is have 2 open order covers, Kevin Nolan cover, and a NetEase Games Marvel Mystic Mayhem alternate cover. There will also be 2 incentives. A 1 in 25 by Mark Buckingham, and a 1 in 50 by Mike Mignola Hidden Gem. That's wonderful. You have people who are actually owning other companies, other properties. Let's publish one of the stuff we have there. He's already been paid for it, and how all his fans will come over and buy it. All right. Next up, we have one issue of note from DC Comics. Absolute Green Lantern, number 6, $4.99 for 32 pages, written by Al Ewing. Art by Janoy Lindsay, cover by Janoy Lindsay. There will be 2 open order covers, a cover B by Juliet Neneka, and a cover C by Mike Del Mundo. And there will be 2 incentives go along with that. A cover D, a 1 in 25, Nicholas Draper Ivy variant, and a cover E, a 1 in 50 of the Juliet Neneka Virgin. This is the end of the first arc of the Absolute Green Lantern series. Remember last week I gave big ups to the Absolute Martian Manhunter. I am kind of lukewarm about this one. This and The Flash aren't really singing with me. This seems to have a mystery that is not doing enough hints to actually lead us to actually help along with solving it. It seems like, and whenever that happens, I always get this funny feeling in the pit of my stomach, saying, well, maybe this will never get finished, and we'll never know the mystery. I don't know. But if you want to check out the first arc, it should be on trade paperback pretty soon. I think they're doing hardcover versions of these. Look at your local LCS and try to pick up, and you could start with the next issue. Catch, fresh and clean or whatever. And next up, our final issue of note is from Mad Cave. It's Flash Gordon number 11, $4.99 for 32 pages. Written by Jeremy Adams, art by Will Conrad. Cover by Lee Lowridge. Letters by Taylor Esposito. The cover will be by Will Conrad on art and Lee Lowridge on colors. There'll be one alternate cover, a cover B by Kyle Holtz. This is Flash Gordon returning after a brief hiatus. Apparently, they're just like they did with Dick Tracy, stopped at 10, took a couple months off, came back, started new with 11. Well, not new, started again with 11. So if you had this on your pull list beforehand, or you're just picking up on the store and you're like, okay, what happened to it? Where did it go to? It's coming back now. Be on the lookout for it. Don't worry. Be happy. And you're welcome. And now, our final segment of the thing, and we're just over an hour, and with editing, I should probably take it way below that because I had to look up stuff. Yes, shut up, Bill. Let's get to it. We're going to do facsimiles. Alright, there's only one facsimile, well, with 4 copies of it at least, coming out this week. It's from DC Comics. It's Batman 635. I believe this is the first appearance of the new Red Hood, or otherwise known as the return of Jason Todd. This is Jason Todd's first appearance back after he was killed off in the 80s. DC will be offering 4 different covers for it. One will be just a regular facsimile, which you just already saw. One will be a foil variant, which I'm not going to show because the Comic Book Geeks has just the regular version doubled again. It's a metal version of the cover you just saw a couple seconds ago. But I will show you this one up here. A 2025 Alex Salvik Superpowers variant. This is one that makes it look like a actual action figure that will be hanging on a display rack. And the final variant will be a blank one. So you get your favorite artist or writer artist to draw your own version of this. So, what do you think? What do you think of the new Batman book? What do you think of anything on there looks interesting? Anything on there looks not interesting? Anything that you are picking up already? Anything that you didn't know about and you're going to pick up now? Let me know in the comments. Let's get a conversation going on this. If there's anything I missed, let me know. There's probably a reason for it. I don't really cover reprints all that much, especially stuff from digital stuff like that, or stuff that's printed in anthologies. They have stuff, and I'm starting to not do Kickstarter versions because I'm not really sure if they're actually going to be distributed to stores or not. And a lot of the variants that are included are special variants for signing up for the Kickstarter. So, I hope you liked this. If you did, please like, subscribe, and comment, and share, and please help me get this out there. Like I said, this is a long and involved process for me doing the research for this, and doing the videos, and doing the editing, and everything. So if I'm seeing the numbers start to drop down again, and if they go down to just me watching the video when it heads out to check it, this segment's going away because I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to give maybe till the end of September, and if this doesn't show some sign of people want to see it, I will not be doing it anymore. If you have any opinions on the matter, put in the comments, and I'd be happy to let you know. But until then, keep on collecting.